Welcome back to Battletoads 2020.
Wait, which one's the loading icon? Because there was one on the bottom left.
Yes.
That was the other one was the auto saving icon. Dibs.
Right.
But yeah,
so Jeff teleported to our location we're supposed to get.
Jack Law states the medallion must be taken, not given, even though you're super cool.
Hey, get it? Weekend at Bernie's.
How hard is it to rinse your dishes? Anyway, good luck in the battle.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Oh, fun fact, I actually saw The Truman Show today. It's a pretty good movie.
Jeff versus Axley.
Where'd you what streaming service is it on?
Actually, I saw it on YouTube. It's free, but with ads.
Oh, okay.
We have no such feature here in Britain.
Ouch.
So yeah, now we have to defeat Axley.
The pun is bad. He's on stuck in his face.
We have to fight guy who can't close his mouth.
Okay, we'll say this. I will say this. Maybe not for all across the board, at least so far. 1 or 2 cases have been fine for me, but some of these bosses, in terms of design, are not really remarkable. Like,
do you mean like gameplay design or
no, how
design?
they look. How they look. The strategy seems to be fine, you know. But in terms of how they look like, and remember, the NES games and by extension also the arcade title, you know, had stuff like, say, a giant anthropomorphic mouse, a giant anthropomorphic pig, you know. Again, that vibe that's supposed to be on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know. But here, it's like they're trying to come across on the same way, but just they don't seem to work for me. I guess the color balance seems to be might be a culprit for me.
Well, the main reason
too, in not just here but even previously.
The main reason for that too is because they're just abstract notion. Look at this. This guy here. He's a log with an axe. Get it?
Who with beaver teeth because beavers chop into it.
Because Canada, hey.
Haven't you watched Angry Beavers, Trevor?
Back in the day.
Most of the enemies in this game, they are just random colored blobs that don't have any particular recognizable species or forms. They're just kind of.
Hey, get it? It's like how a lot of rare stuff is just stuff with googly eyes, or how way forward stuff is just stuff with boobs on it. Like, no kidding, a lot of stuff has boobs.
And they only do it to make up for their mediocre games. What?
Waka waka.
Hashtag way forward was never good.
Actually, Dej, I heard that the Mummy the Master were surprisingly good.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't trust people because it's like, look, way forward.
Okay.
Good. Let me finish. They're like, oh, they're good, and then I played it, and I was like, no, they're kind of mediocre.
I will agree.
Like the only 2 good way forward games I liked was Mighty Switch Force and Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
You didn't like DuckTales Remastered?
Okay, so I'm not gonna fault them for it because I did play the original game and I wasn't really that impressed with it either.
I guess to be fair, if you weren't a fan of the original DuckTales, the remake probably isn't going to do much for you on that. But
I do appreciate the effort that they did put into it, but at the same time, it's like it's clearly not a game for me.
I'll just say this. In regards to Way Forward, I consider them a good developer, but I won't deny that a lot of their games and franchises can be acquired tastes here and there. Especially something like Shantae. Like, honestly, still to this day, the most popular game in that franchise is Pirate's Curse, which...
Yeah, because it doesn't play anything like a traditional game in the series.
Now,
it's like they made it good by accident.
Now, Half Genie Hero does feel like they were addressing some of the, criticisms of the series here and there. So there's that. Unfortunately, it didn't feel like they went the full mile. Also, I'm not gonna lie, Seven Sirens was kind of disappointing.
I get the idea of having to have the deal to make it an Apple Arcade exclusive at launch limited what they could do.
And it feels like it too. Like, Risky Boots is way demoted as a villain here and there. The gameplay is...
It's basically every other game in the series except Pirate's Curse. It's
no.
The first one is like, okay, it's the first game and it's also on a Game Boy Color. Like, Risky's Revenge also suffers from the fact that they want to make it episodic, but they had to half-arse it.
Anyway,
Curse feels like the most complete game.
This boss is bullcrap because a lot of times, like, you can only hit him when he has the axe on the ground, and it's hard to do that because like, as a result, the boss takes way longer than it needs to.
You're not Dr. Wily.
Well, he thinks he is too, so.
Reminds me of that one boss from
Time to quick chime him.
Oh, please don't hurt me.
Awesome.
Right into the hospital, and there's like loose ketchup all over his seat and floor mats.
Ew.
That's not funny. That's disgusting.
So, Pedro, do you like this game, or you just find it to be okay?
I already said it's okay. Like I know
Logged out.
I'm. It's a competently made scrolling beat 'em up.
Like, okay, yeah. Technically, mechanically, it works.
What is this?
Unfortunately, what it has is not.
Where are you
best.
aiming at?
Basically, too. Now we're participating on the Olympics that Jeff was supposed to be in. Basically.
Are these controls inverted?
No, they're not.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine if they were?
Okay, so basically just shoot targets, basically.
Hey, that's one thing consistent from the earlier games. Inconsistent levels.
Yeah.
That is, again, an issue, though. That was one thing people didn't necessarily like about the original stuff, so wouldn't it have made sense to have fixed that?
Again, yeah, they mistook it for an identity more than anything.
And now we're playing kind of double breakout, kind of.
Or better idea, if you're going to have different play styles, make them better competently made, or better.
It's kind of like the Peter Puppy levels in From Gym 2.
Here's the thing, kids. The problems kind of go hand in hand here. By trying to put,
because we're sharing hands.
Funny, yeah. By trying to make all these different gameplay styles, they don't have as much time to polish or iron out each of the game's play styles.
Next.
So you have all this stuff which pleases no one.
All right. So now we have to charge up. There you go. Now we have to pick the specific pose that fits, and there we go.
This is funny, no?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's also the abstract way that mimics the Greek pottery.
It's amazing how we can change his shape in a nanosecond.
Yes.
Well, the Battletoads are known for doing that.
Jesus Christ! It's a cartoon.
We get it.
Not even that. Again, much like in the original games, the Battletoads had always this kind of ability.
Like, okay, it's like I said, the gameplay is like the story. It has a lot of hit and miss moments. Like, yeah, sometimes these mini games aren't really that fun or intuitive, but then you do get humorous scenes like these where the gameplay is actually meshed in well enough with it, and it's to a point where you can adapt to it fine enough, and it's actually legit funny.
Trying to find the correct one. There you go. The other way around, and
so this might come off as a bit offensive. But part of me feels as if the way some of these things work is like this was originally going to be a mobile game.
Yeah, I can definitely see what you mean in that regard. It unfortunately looks a bit cheap here and there, and a lot of these do feel simplistic enough so that they could have worked for a mobile game audience.
And there you go. The Trials of Pummel Horse complete.
Yay!
A test of metal. Ha 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 ha.
That's the thing about the Shantae series, though, Dej. In contrast with Seven Sirens,
Hello.
We lumberjacks agree to the same. Thank you, Jeff, for brokering this truce.
Don't you mean spruce? Like the
There was a war.
You really understand.
Apparently.
It was
Jeff this is like a peacekeeper.
Yeah, it was sort of kind of glossed over here and there, so you might have missed that.
What? That wasn't dinner.
Let me guess, he was like the ambassador to the flies.
No, there was this. The flies are the servers. They're the waiters. Okay, I like that. I'm a sucker for the whole "No, you gotta live, damn it!" Cartoon joke.
He only had one more day for retirement.
He would never have mistaken small waiters for the actual meal itself. He's unconscious!
Hey, who are you three?
These frogs have been puppeteering Jeff like some sort of stringed toy.
Deciding their fate will be the first act of our newly peaceful society.
Kill him! All in favor
Execute,
of the
yeah.
Shit.
Well, hey, at least they didn't break up.
And hey, at least it was decided democratically.
Democracy always wins. Yay.
Yay.
So what you're saying is democracy only works as if you hate the third party.
Of course.
SA1 fans, SA2 fans hating on Sonic Heroes.
All right.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
We're riding on Jeff's body.
All right, boys, are you ready for some DKC Minecraft level?
Yes, now we're doing DKC.
Jesus.
Basically.
Although the fact that this is hand drawn kind of reminds me of the running levels in Rayman Origins. More specifically, you're chasing the treasure chest.
Yeah.
Reverse that and have it be playing like slide skipades from Crash to Insanity. Because yeah, we're literally riding Jeff's dead body.
Actually,
it's in 2D.
This is
let me
something
explain.
else. Yes, go on, Pedro. I'll search something in the meantime.
So here's how it works. In order to, you notice that there's an X, B, and Y prompts in the bottom. Basically, it allows you to turn your boat into. There you go. It allows you to transform your boat to specific materials. One for ice, one for whatever that yellow thing is, and
Sponge.
Is it a sponge? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's also going to be a red path right there. I don't know. Is that what it is?
Yes, that's literally what that's saying on the screen.
The point is, they're color coded to your Xbox One controller's face buttons because the Y is yellow, B is red, and X is blue. So.
And so on.
So when you're,
yeah.
so basically, when you're on ice, he sprouts mammoth tusks for some reason.
So basically, so basically, those of you who are playing on PC with not an Xbox controller, you're gonna have a bit of a little tougher time because you're not gonna have the color coding for your convenience angle. Sorry, guys.
And when he's on the sponge surfaces, he turns into a wooden ship.
I don't understand how the hell this. Whatever, it works gameplay wise, so I'm not complaining.
I'm not entirely sure what he turns into on the carpet, but I think he looks like a polar bear skin.
It's a llama.
As you just,
yeah.
As you saw earlier, they also mix it up. They also sometimes allow you to jump from one material to another material, so you have to switch mid-jump, you know?
Now granted, this seems fun and intuitive. However, it does have a bit of a learning curve to it. And I think this is like one of the very few times this shows up in the game.
The real problem with this, from what I've watched, it lasts longer than it needs to.
Well, that's like most of the levels.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much the game in general.
That's the comment. But this game is short. The playthrough is only 7 parts. It's not like it's a long game. But yeah, if the game was overall, if the game didn't drag, it probably would have been only 4 parts. This would have probably been the final part. Remind me again, Jova, or anybody what was this game's price point at release? I mean, I know that
it was $20.
And before anyone tells me whatever, you could just get it on Game Pass. No, I'm talking about people who actually wanted to own this thing.
I think it was.
Let me check. Battletoads.
I do remember something about not wanting to release at full price, but I don't think it was 20, probably 40.
No. Well, no, I don't think it was 40. 40 for this game? No, that's too much.
No.
No, even 30's pushing it. I will give it 25 tops.
Anyway, search in the meantime, because I think we talked only briefly about it at the beginning, the music of this. The composer is David Housden, which is, if you remember, mostly from Thomas Was Alone, which was his first, the first thing that he did. But I honestly don't know how many remixes of the original game are in this and how many original tracks are there.
The only one I noticed here was the pause melody, since that's the one that's most iconic.
True, the one that was at the beginning. But so far the music has been serviceable, not super memorable, but fine.
Shame they didn't get David. Shame they didn't get David Wise to do a soundtrack for this, but.
What you gonna do?
David Wise was one of Rare's legendary composers who did the music for the original game.
And they brought him back for Donkey Kong.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
if Nintendo could get it back, why not these guys?
Okay.
Because Nintendo is a multi-billion-dollar company.
And Microsoft is as well. Microsoft actually has more money than Nintendo.
I thought you meant the developers, not.
Well, the game was funded by Microsoft. It's published by them and everything.
But yeah. I mean, better. Like,
anyway,
Playtonic got David Wise back for Ukulele and The Impossible Lair. So
yes, Jova.
Yeah, the game was priced at $20 when it first came out.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
Damn it.
Just calling to say we're in a bit of a jam and we could use a tiny bit of rest break, so a little help maybe? This is it, by the way. I'm still a good leader. Bye.
You know, someone who has to constantly reaffirm himself that he's the leader is not a good leader, so...
Nope.
Speaking from experience?
Actually, I don't do that.
Well.
Total loss.
Actually, remind me, Deja, who's the leader of Blue Zone Comms?
Marcos.
I thought, for a second, I thought you were going to call it Blowzone Comms, and I'm like, what?
Blozo. Anyway,
well, now we know how Twins feels about me.
Also, why was...
Oh, the jokes in this game are already better.
Also, I noticed why among the people trying to chase you is actually the one leading the charge. Didn't we just kill him in the previous boss fight?
We didn't kill him, we sent him to the hospital. He got better.
I guess the idea is that he wants vengeance, but yeah, the joke... If
you think one of the politicians was first in chasing you?
I don't even... Maybe they didn't bother making an actual proper Endron sprite for him.
Wait, hold on. Oh god, I hate moments like that, where you get it diagonally just enough that I decide, nope, you died. Like, I feel like what this game should
be fair, this is a thing many games have. It's not like... this is a common problem with a lot of stuff like this in various games, so...
It doesn't make it less annoying.
Does
like
Impossible Lair have a section like this?
Yes. However, Impossible Lair flows better with it, in a sense.
It does.
Yeah, also, by its own nature, you can sort of customize the way you approach to it.
Oh yeah, that's one of the great pleasures of that game.
I need to get around to playing, because I haven't. I just haven't had time to play it.
It's definitely a good game. A step up from the original. I mean,
the original one really is definitely, because now fortunately the original is much better. I really hope that at some point we get a proper ukulele too, now that they've ironed out the kinks from the first one.
And they can self-publish now.
Yeah.
I'd argue that even with the patch, it's still a better game than Ukulele, because Ukulele unfortunately still has a lot of trappings from that.
Impossible Lair. Impossible Lair is the better game. I will not deny you there, but I still want my Ukulele too. Damn it.
I understand because
I can agree with that.
Because we grew up with 3D platformers. 2D has had it too good for too long.
How about Tukulele?
I'll call it that.
No worry, Dwebs. I'm sure. I'm sure. I forgot his name.
Steve Myers.
No, I was trying to think of the director of... Shit. Whatever, the point is, don't worry, Dwebs. I'm sure Playtonic will come up with a better name. Anyway,
you know, I wouldn't be. I would not be surprised if they
honestly,
ukulele.
If I'm going to be totally honest,
his name is Chris Sutherland.
If I'm going to be totally honest, I have more fun playing ukulele than I have playing this game.
That's not really saying much, but yeah, I would agree.
Well, it seems that in terms of
fuck off, game. Fuck off.
That is classic Battletoads.
Fuck off, game.
Wait, hold on.
It was actually on purpose.
Even still, I'll still say fuck off because that pissed me off still. Because like
I mean, it's part of the level, so
I get that.
That's kind of a dick move.
okay. On the one hand, if that was their point to try and make a fun jab at how BS difficult the original game could be, I get where they're coming from, but the joke was not executed well.
Oh, it's this scene.
Oh, what?
You'll find out.
Will you help us? You knocked me unconscious.
You did? I would never. But I did, yes, accidentally.
I refuse to help these cretins, Queen. Dump the frogs, then we can talk. You know what? One more thing. I'm sorry, but it absolutely has to be said. This new outfit...
There you go. See, Jova, we poked fun at it, so it's okay.
Tell me the location of the secret entrance.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. The guy who pokes fun at it immediately gets punished for it. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you shouldn't make fun of a person's looks in that manner. But...
To be fair, she's a villain, so yeah. Also, we can breathe in space.
Well, to be fair, this was also a thing in the original game's final level. So
even though that's not how gravity works.
Again, Teo, gravity never worked properly in Battletoads 1 anyway, so whatever.
True.
So there's consistency.
Yeah, I'm with Rash on that one, just face palming.
Almost sounds like an apology. I think Zitz just had a breakthrough.
What do you say, Queen?
I say.
Aww, character development. Feels a little way too quick and fast-paced, and I get it. You know, this is a relatively short game, but...
Not just that, the plot is just...
Feels like he suddenly became a different character out of nowhere.
Not just that, Joe, but the plot is clearly...
they're at war again.
the plot is just an excuse for the jokes anyway. You're not supposed to actually be invested in an emotional way anyway.
Yeah, here's the problem.
Like,
the jokes are...
Her costume sucks. Too bad.
I get it, Pedro. Here's the problem. The jokes aren't good enough to call my attention away from that.
That is true. That's the problem. Oh.
Sorry, Zitz. I can't take any more of your podcasts.
Okay, how do you want to spend the next 3 million miles?
We could play I Spy. Ooh, me first. I spy another spaceship heading right for us.
Also, I didn't want it to see Rash's eye.
You just gave away the answer, mate.
Well, what can you do? Que sera, sera. When they go...
The pimple joys of life.
You know, this reminds me of those, okay, the times when they do that kind of joke, you know, freeze frame and some weird caption.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of those really obnoxious YouTube videos.
You're going to be more specific on that, Waves.
That's the thing. The way.
So
hold on.
Well,
Alright.
that was the point. I see those kind of things all the time.
Alright, this is the beginning of Pimple's side plot, where he has anger issues. He has trouble containing his anger. Go.
That came out of nowhere, but I guess it's gonna be funny, right?
I guess there was a bit of foreshadowing beforehand, the way he was holding Rash when they met the Dark Queen.
Go with Pimple. If he gets into trouble, activate this beacon.
Pimple's just being dramatic.
Let him blow off some steam while we blow up these
This is the problem. The story does try to actually get us to take moments like those characters more seriously. Granted, not super serious, but in a sense where, oh, it's not purely for comedy's sake. The problem is you clearly are just having
a shooter level now?
Yes, now we're in a space shooter.
Nice.
No, notice a bit of a thing though. It's been a while since we've had the last beat 'em up section, which is supposed to be like, you know, the main basis of the game. But now all of a sudden there's these different gameplay styles that the game throws at you. That's not inherently bad, but for someone who was just hoping for a nice on-foot fighter, it can be a bit overwhelming.
I actually really like the space shooting minigame in this game. It actually works very well. Basically, here's how it works. The first player, the first player can shoots, whereas the second player steers. So basically,
so it's like Star Fox Zero's co-op.
Well, I haven't played that game, so I'll take your word for it. The point is, this.
It's not good.
Well, I can tell that this one is. As long as since this is a couch co-op only game with no online, which still baffles me, but whatever. it's kind of like you're playing a Joseph Ferris game. You have to coordinate, you have to communicate, and make sure you're on the same page whenever you make some kind of move. Because obviously the second player's primary priority would be to dodge everything, whereas the other one only has to worry about shooting the enemies.
I guess if you're playing this on your own, you probably use one analog stick to move, the other to aim.
Probably. I actually haven't gone back to play this in single player, so I can.
I wonder what would happen if it were like 3 players at this point.
I'm guessing till each player does one of those 3 things. One player takes place on one side of the guns, another player takes place on the other side of the guns, and the third player steers, basically.
Based off of the icons, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
So, Deds, going back to the Shantae thing, I mean, I do get not liking them, but I wouldn't say that they were bad. That said, Seven Sons is the one that I will say is unfortunately teetering on that. Ha! Oh,
Dirtbag.
Yeah, Dirtbag.
Dirtbag.
He's a random schmo on space that we need to go to.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
We're getting some Toho vibes.
Well, I mean, at the very least, he's not messing about with this gunplay and wounded offensiveness.
it's because he's speaking in his own alien language, you know. So the subtitles just tell us give us a base idea of what he's saying, so we can imagine for ourselves what kind of obscenities he's spewing, basically.
That quote right there, I'm gonna put that on the list of unintentionally funny lies, right next to Pants to be Darkened.
Dribs. Remember, ad-lib moaning in pain.
Actually don't know where that one comes from.
Mighty Number 9. It's during the Ray section. They literally have a bit of a description.
Well, that's a page over that. Aside from barrier and bounce pad, at least I think that was where it was from.
That was even my number 9 clips.
Okay, dudes. Take it from somebody who's watched our Mighty Number 9 commentary a lot. You definitely hung on the ad-lib moaning in pain one for a bit.
I mean, that's the thing. Mighty Number 9, other than those annoying quotes from what's her name?
Mighty Number 2.
Call.
From Not Roll.
Call.
Yeah. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot much I remember from that game, to be honest.
Well, to be fair, it's been years since we commentated on it, and I don't blame you in that
Mighty
regard.
Number 2 pounds are still terrible, sorry.
I still don't think the game is bad, it's just everything surrounding it that's terrible.
Pizza
I
explosions.
respectfully disagree, because I found that game absolutely terrible, and I played it.
As for what you asked earlier,
I played it too, I did a better job.
And I played a bit of it as well.
Wait, so does that mean that I just did a better job at playing Shantae than you did?
I mean, sure.
Anyway.
I mean, okay, look.
Laser!
Now, okay, I'll say this. There's nothing wrong with you not finding Mighty Number 9 is bad here. Just respect that I had a terrible time with that game because every time I tried to...
Sobbing offensiveness.
Something came up. Yeah. Same joke. Let's move on, shall we?
Well, actually, no. We'll end the part right now.
Yeah, no, it's the end of the part.
We were provoked. Yeah, we were totally provoked, guys. They started it.
Toads.
Yeah, he started it.
Oh my toads.
Alright. Believe it or not, we're actually already heading towards the final act of the game, believe it or not.
We still need to defeat the Topians, so yeah, I guess.
Yes. Alright, see you for the next part.
Yeah.